Hi, good morning, everyone. Nice to meet you all. So I'm Ryan. I'm actually a member of NUS Fintech Society for this year. So I'll be your MC for today. Yeah, let me check if this works. All right, it always refuses to work when I need it. Okay, so as you can see here, this is the timeline of events. We were supposed to start at 10. We are kind of delayed by 6 minutes, but it's okay. I'll try my best to go back, so that we don't end too late. Okay, so let me begin by first thanking everyone for taking your precious time off to come down here today. I'm aware that it's actually the school holidays. I'm assuming most of us here are university students, so it's actually still the school holidays. And next week is actually the first week of school. So I think I will begin by giving like a short introduction of what NUS Fintech Month is about. This is our fifth rendition? Like third rendition, yeah. So last year our NUS Fintech Month was actually like fully online. So this is actually the first time that we've gone back to like a somewhat of a hybrid model. I mean, I want to say fully physical, but we actually have included hybrid aspects so as to cater to like everyone's needs. Yeah, so what do I mean by that? So last year, we conducted a hackathon and as well as a few workshops online. And of course, this year we are also doing the same thing, except that of course the theme has changed for the hackathon. But on top of that, we also have new activities installed, namely first of which is like the bingo. So how this bingo works is you can, wrong arrow. So how this works is you can actually follow our Instagram page, all right? And then there are a few actions that you can take. And these actions are actually things that you would already do if you were participating in our series of events. For example, it would be like taking a photo at any of our events like this, and then tagging us on social media, or maybe, attending our events, like the workshops, and of course, in the process, you learn something. And by completing like the different lines, you can stand a chance to win some prizes, of course, which I believe that it's actually quite useful. So more details will be given like as the month comes along. So it's really one whole month, the whole of January actually. Yes, and also we have our own NUS Fintech Month website whereby you can actually, we actually have weekly quizzes, and these quizzes will actually be based on the workshops for that week, as well as some general trivia knowledge. So participating in that also allows you to go onto a leadership board, and I think if I'm not wrong, you do stand to win some prizes if you actually like are the top few, or I think there are also some lucky draw like chances. So basically, the moral of the story is the more you participate, the more likely you will get new prizes. Yes. Okay. Now about us, so NUS Fintech Society, we were actually founded in 2018 by a group of student enthusiasts. They were very interested in fintech and wanted to educate like tertiary students on like what is fintech all about, what is the industry all about, and in the process, we try to organize these type of events as well as collaborate industry in order to get up to speed with the latest developments in the fintech space. Okay, yes. So some of the things, our fintech society is divided into different departments. Most notably, we have three. First, we have the machine learning department, blockchain department, as well as the software development department. And of course, we have all the back personnel. For myself, I'm but because due to space constraints, we don't want to overload you all with information. These are the main three that I guess it's more front facing. We from time to time we try and talk to companies and see if they have internship opportunities for our members or people interested in fintech. Okay, moving on. Yeah, so kick off. I'm actually going to invite Yong, who is the co-president NUS Fintech, give a few words to kickstart and follow. Jun Xiong is in his third year in NUS, and he's a penultimate. Yeah. Xiong, please.
So hi guys, you're excited for Fintech as I am, and our ops team this month, over the past few months, have been putting in a lot of effort and work into this event, and we hope you enjoy yourselves. So yeah, to kick things off, we're thrilled to have all of you here to celebrate Fintech Society and all things Fintech. And this is the year, as Ryan mentioned, Fintech has been running. And this been able to do the users and of course the industry professionals who are willing and able to share their fintech knowledge with the next generation of fintech leaders. So on behalf of Fintech Society, I would also like to specify our platinum sponsors, as well as our silver sponsors for supporting us post NUS Fintech Month. And that's why we host the largest for student hackathon with a prize pool, and this is a fantastic opportunity for students to showcase skills and innovations in the field. To see the course of the month, we encourage you to participate and let create passion shine. Just now, as well as workshops featuring industry entrepreneurs and researchers. And these events will cover a range of topics, including API, machine learning, blockchain, as well as cryptocurrencies. We encourage all of you guys to participate and network with your peers and engage with the speakers. So these events are not only a great way to help you connect with experts and understand the deeper meanings of fintech, but it also, we believe that coming together and learning from each other will help contribute to the growth and innovation of the fintech industry. We hope that you have a fantastic and educational month ahead. And if you see me around, feel free to talk to me. And let's talk about your ideas and your hackathon, and what you plan to build over the coming month. So once again, thanks for joining us, and let's make the most out of NUS Fintech Month.
Okay, so yes, thank you very much, Jun Xiong. And next up we have Prof Han. So yeah, Prof Han is oh wow, it was deleted. But okay, from my memory, he's the Vice Dean of Communications at the NUS School of Computing. But and he's also one of the directors of NUS Fintech Lab. On top of that, he's also the Deputy Director. Oh my goodness, forgot to change the slide. He's also the Deputy Director of AI Singapore, as well as the Center for Technology, Robotics, Artificial Intelligence, and the Law. So Prof Han, please.
Thank you. A lot of titles, but there's one line missing. I'm also looking for a full-time job. Just joking. So I'm in my 11th year at NUS. What were the other items on your list, Jun Xiong? 11th year, so third year. So I'm 11th year at NUS. I'm always looking for a full-time job somewhere, although I do have a tenured position here. I'm also the director, one of the directors of the NUS Fintech Lab, along with Nicholas here. And so I want to, again, a lot of titles. I don't do much. It's okay. So I want to welcome you all to NUS. If you're actually NUS students, welcome back after the, I don't want to say winter break because there's no winter here, but the year-end break. And hopefully next week, a new exciting semester will start. We have a brand new dean with the School of Computing, so that will be some new exciting changes will come. And so let's look forward to that. Just going back to the kind of the focus of today and this whole month is the NUS Fintech Month. And this event, as Jun Xiong mentioned, has been going on for 3 years. This is probably the first time we're kind of doing it hybrid or mostly in person. And so there's a lot to learn. I think doing it online and doing it in person is much different. I think it'll be exciting. I was very excited to kind of usher in this event. I became the director last year in September, so I haven't had that much time. But I want to say one thing based on kind of what I've observed in the last 10 minutes. There was a lot of publicizing of like award money. This is the largest prize pool, all the weekly prizes and all that. That shouldn't be the motivator. The motivator is really fintech itself. I wish I was born 30 years later than I was actually born, and I was a kid, like a 20, early 20s, where I would have the skills that you have, the technologies that you have today, to be able to, usher in this new era of like fintech. I don't think fintech is the right word because it puts too much emphasis on finance, and finance is a bit misleading, right? I think fintech is really technology for value. Whatever we hold dear is, and any technology that relates to whatever we hold dear is fintech. So things like, reputation, identity, anything like that, everything is fintech. So I really feel like the world is coming together where, some, awesome, incredible technological developments are really going to fundamentally change our lives and enrich and improve our lives, because we'll have technology that will enable us to manage, to operate, to create value, and to manage value in a more sensible way, right? And so I think, I believe that, these events, the hackathons, the discussions that, we have with our industry partners, and thank you for joining us today, about the questions, the problems, the challenges that we're currently facing, because we don't have answers to those things. And it's only through experimentation and innovation, through such events like hackathons, that we'll be able to learn from experience and actually kind of, make that reality, happen. So I hope that, you're not here just for the prizes, although, the prizes and the big prize pool is a big motivator for you to come here. But I hope that throughout this whole month, as you attend the workshops, you engage with the panelists, right? You engage with the speakers of the workshops, and you engage with the topic, and really think about, how do we make this all better? Because we don't have solutions yet. We have some intermediate solutions that can always be better solutions to the problems that we're facing, right? And it's just really a matter of really thinking about what is the pain point here, and thinking back and really thinking about the root causes of the problems and coming up with innovative solutions. I am very confident that the hackathon will yield incredible solutions. I'm very confident, like things that I haven't even thought about, that things that will come out onto market in 3 years, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. I'm sure that we'll see that happen. So I'm very excited to spend this whole month with you. May not be here all the time, but I'm going to monitor the space very carefully. I'll be here for the the awarding and everything as well. But I very much look forward to engaging with you throughout the month and talking with you. Talking about the problems and debating the different approaches. So that's that. So anyway, welcome. I hope you have a great month. It's a whole 3 weeks or a month. It's FinTech month. It is the beginning of the semester, so you'll be overloaded with schoolwork, but also hopefully this can keep you engaged in the early month of the semester.
Yeah.
And so welcome, let's make this happen. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Han. Yes, so with that, we're actually back on schedule. So before that, right, we would like to first express our gratitude to the various, oh my goodness, this is really killing me. Yes, we would like to express our gratitude to all the sponsors as well as partners for making this event a reality, which is much better than we expected. So the backbone of any successful event, I believe anyone who's ever planned the event would be, of course, the support and of course the resources that are given to the organizers, without which it's actually, there are many constraints. Yeah, so with that, we want to express our gratitude to the following sponsors and partners. First of which is our platinum tier sponsors. So I believe we have Panda Pink as well as AWS here. So a big thank you and a big shout out for providing so much resources and support to make our hackathon and all our workshops possible. Yeah, thank you. A big round of applause. Then next up, next up for our gold sponsors, we actually have three. So sadly, they'll be joining us for I think like the workshops or later on. So they did not manage to send like anyone here today, but nonetheless, I'm just gonna like read out their names. So thank you to Vega Solutions, Bybit, as well as 1inch for actually sponsoring our event. Yeah, a round of applause for them as well. Thank you. And then, of course, it's down to our silver sponsors, which we have Thought Machine, CoinGecko, PayPal, as well as Visa. So a last round of applause for them as well. Yeah, okay, thank you very much. Now, so apart from our sponsors, we also have a few partners that we have worked with. So we have community partners as well as media partners. So under our community partners, they've volunteered their time as well to be mentors as well as workshop, what's it called? Conducting our workshops. And they come from the Blockchain Founders Fund, Angel Hack, Singapore Fintech Association, as well as Tribe. And on the media side, we have Chain Debrief as well as Web3 Meets. So yes, thank you for being partners in our event. Now, yeah, oh yes, we have to applaud for them as well, sorry. Now, with that, we actually would like to invite our platinum sponsors to spend some time as well to give us an opening address and share with us a few words. So first of which we will have Panda Bank. So Panda Bank will be represented by Ms. Cynthia Liao, who is the CEO of Panda Bank. So Panda Bank is one of the two exclusive platinum sponsors, as we've seen earlier on, and they have generously contributed substantial resources to ensure the success of our event. Yes, so thank you for taking the time to come down and share with us today. So could I invite you to come out and give a few words? Yeah, thank you. A round of applause, please.
Okay, good morning, everyone. And thank you, NUS Fintech Society, for having us and the kind introduction. So I'm Cynthia Liao, CEO of Panda Commercial Bank, a bank that is based in Cambodia. How many of you have been to Cambodia? Oh, not that many. Do you know anything about Cambodia? What is Cambodia famous for? Angkor Wat, absolutely. Right? Angkor Wat is actually based in Siem Reap, but our office is actually based in Phnom Penh. Have you ever been to Phnom Penh? No, then maybe you should join us for internship or maybe even full-time opportunities after you graduate. Okay, so maybe before I share a bit about Panda Bank, I would like to share some data points about the Cambodia banking landscape. So the country, okay, as at September 2022, have 155 financial institutions, okay, comprising of 59 full commercial banks, whereby, Panda Bank is one of them. And then we have about, 87 microfinance companies and 9 specialized banks. As you can see, they are really very, very crowded, right? So, and we only have a population about 17 million. So, and of course, you're talking about really the bankable, sizable bankable populations, even smaller. So in such a crowded space, how do you think Panda Bank will differentiate ourselves? Right, so you can see here, we say that we are a new age digital bank. So what do you mean by a new age digital bank, and how does it differ from a normal digital bank like in Singapore, like GXS and Trust Bank, right? So unlike what we call them, virtual banks with no branches, Panda Bank, actually, we do have branches. We have 2, one in Phnom Penh and one in Sihanoukville. Right. We differ from them in four ways, right? One is we are actually building our own core banking system. We're building it on the blockchain, and all our products and services are built using smart contract and API. And of course, as a bank, we want to be asset-light, and we are really a great supporter of Fintech-as-a-Service, or your software as a service, your platform as a service, your infrastructure as a service. Basically, we want to use the best of the breed that anyone can offer us. Instead of like building all these, capabilities to help support our foundation layer, we are using all the fintech to help us, be able to launch products and services faster. And then, of course, the fourth is subject to regulatory approval, right? We hope to be able to offer digital asset financial services, right, such as asset tokenization, so these are the kind of things that, the services that we want to do, right, to differentiate ourselves from, the rest of the other banks. So, for Panda Bank, we are not just one of the many, full license banks in Cambodia. We are basically part of the Hui Wan Group, which comprises of a fintech payment company, a general insurance, life insurance, as well. We have our own technology company. So as a group, we do see great potential in fintechs, as well as the new technology. So that's why we are also very excited to be able to support the development of talents as well as ecosystem in this industry. And, we are basically, very excited about this, NUS Fintech Month. We think that this is going to be a vibrant platform to be able to, it's a vibrant platform to be able to have the great collaborations and have innovative ideas coming up, as what Professor Han have said. So we're indeed very honored to be the platinum sponsor for the event. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, very grateful for that. So next up we where did she went out? Okay, so never mind. In the meantime, so thank you so much for sharing. I did not know that much about Panda Bank. I actually just liked the name. It's quite cute. I mean, yeah, that's what I thought actually. Like, oh, I've never heard of it before. Yeah, then the 4 trusts. It's actually quite interesting, honestly. I mean, I was listening, the four pillars. Is that what you call it? Yeah, it's quite unique. I mean, we don't do that. Hi. No, we're actually waiting for. So actually, now we're waiting for Miss Jenny Pan. I think she's outside, right? Using the restroom, toilet break, nature's calling. I don't know. Yeah, but anyways, before that, can I just get a show of hands, right? Who here is from NUS? Okay, most of it. Anyone from NTU? Okay, NTU, SMU? Okay, great. No, reason why I'm asking this so that we know who to target next, because it's a whole month. So for now, I think we're limited to only NUS, right? Ah, yes, there she is. Okay, so yes, next up, where's my clicker? Apologies. All right, next. Yes, so is everything okay? Okay, so next up, we have Miss Jenny Pan, who is the Business Development Manager for ASEAN startups from Amazon Web Services startups. Yes, so yeah, so AWS Startups is also one of the 2 exclusive platinum sponsors for NUS Fintech Month 2023, and they too have also contributed generously to our event. So thank you for taking the time to come down. Could I invite you here to share with us a few words, or do you need to plug in some slides? Okay, go. Yeah, thanks. Do you have space? Enough space here. All right, thank you very much. Yeah, a round of applause, please. Is there enough space? Do you need space? I'll just clear some stuff. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, great. Then the mic I'll just leave. Maybe.
Good morning. It's great to be here. I'm super excited. I think many of you might not know, but I had actually started my university career as a computer science major.
Here?
Not at NUS, at the University of Sydney. So I do miss coming back to the lab. So I'm super excited this year to be working very closely with NUS and the FinTech team. It's very interesting space to be in, I think, with all the changes that's happened towards last year that I'm sure most of you have been following. Hopefully, many of you not lost too much money, but it has been quite a turmoil of a year. I think, we're super excited to be here to support you guys. I wanted to just share with you what we're working on at AWS and how we approach the space in Web 3.0 and how we can continue to work together as you guys develop your careers and building out your startups and potentially having your own companies in the future. So a little bit of history about AWS. We've been empowering companies in the blockchain from the very beginning since the space has started. And we've been doing it longer than anybody else. It's something that I know we've worked really hard at. And one of the things that we focus as one of our AWS principles is working backwards. So we always work very closely with our founders and our builders in the ecosystem to understand what exactly they need. So customers and working backwards are our biggest priority. And that's one of the approach that we hope to share with you, with our mentors, as you guys come into the hackathon on what to do when you're trying to solve a problem point. The other thing that we've been doing is growing our teams. We've been growing globally. We've been putting together a lot of people on the startup side to really build a stronger relationship with our builders. Because we realize that they are the foundations of the startups and of all the companies that are coming through, the new generation of companies. I think it's really fundamental to us that our focus has always been on our customers, and that would be people like yourself, students, and also founders in our ecosystem. We work very closely with people in the incubator space as well as the accelerator space, so that when you guys are ready to build your first companies, we can also guide you to the right people to speak with if you choose to not go down the corporate path, which I think some of you eventually during one point of your career will choose to do. So we've been really fortunate at AWS to work with really the gamut of different companies, all the way from people in hoodies in the room to your top C-level executives of some of the most impactful companies in the world. And I think for us, there is no real difference. All of you guys are partners and founders, and we have different ways that we support you. So we have different services, and that goes from self-service. We have great services online that builders can access themselves, really great ways for them to find the information and implement them, all the way to our very large customer account teams that work very closely with larger enterprise companies. So we do run the full gamut of different services that we offer. And for our hackathon, I think we're super excited to be the main sponsor. We're working closely to, give you guys our best solutions architect that can help guide some of the teams and mentor the teams, as well as judges who will be looking very closely at the different solutions that the teams come up with. And I'm super excited to be here to support you guys. If there is anything, my role here will be to, collect any of your questions. How do you access AWS? How do you use it? We will also be providing everyone in the hackathon $1,000 credits on AWS to start building, to experiment, to do whatever it is that you like. And just to get yourselves on board and to try it out. So let me know. You can find me anytime or the team here. And yeah, we're super excited to be here. Thank you.
Let's take. Thank you very much for your words as well. Okay, let's move this back. Okay, so let's go back down to what will be happening for the rest of NUS Fintech month. So as mentioned earlier on, we have a few workshops that are actually in store. First of which, yes, over here. Okay, so ignore the title. So as you can see, starting from next week onwards, that's the start of our workshop. So there are actually many So I won't actually go and read it all because it's quite a mouthful. So this can be actually found on our event booklet or our website. So our website is www.nusfintechmonth.com. So it's quite easy to remember. And yeah, so this is for next week and the following week. Then of course the last week of January is of course when the hackathon starts to wrap up. And of course we will have one more demonstration day, whereby the hackathon finalists, or is it semi-finalists? Finalists, yes, they'll come down and present their solutions to the judges, as well as do we have spectators? We do, right? And anyone who wishes to spectate as well. Yeah. Then for today, we have 3 panel discussions. So this will be happening at 11 o'clock, and then we'll break for lunch, followed by at 1:30, whereby it's about whether or not DeFi and traditional finance can coexist. And then we finish off at 3 p.m. No, sorry. Then our last panel discussion starts at 3 p.m. And then hopefully we'll try not to end by like 4:30, but we'll see. If it's interesting, then maybe we can extend it. So we'll see how that goes. Yes. So with that, I think I'll presume that most of the participants here are here for the briefing, the hackathon briefing. Is that a yes or no? Okay, let's get a sensing. Yes, right? Okay. So yes, so now we're gonna start on our hackathon briefing. The problem statement won't come out yet, but we'll first run you through some of the procedures, as well as timeline and some of the more administrative details first. Okay. So the theme for this year's hackathon, I think as you all can allude to, it's Fintech-as-a-Service. Yeah, so this is a picture that we try to show. Okay, so this is how it will go. There are 3 stages actually. So the first of which is the ideation stage, whereby all of you, not all of you, sorry, the participants, not all of you, some of us are not participating, but basically participants will have to form groups of 2 to 5, and then start to develop like a possible solution to the 2 problem statements that will be released. So you can choose either one of the 2. There's the machine learning problem statement, and then there's the blockchain problem statement. So just need to choose one. And deliverables include a proposal slide deck, as well as an ideation report. This is then so after that, we'll actually run through the first round of so-called filtering, something like that, whereby the next stage will be the prototype stage, whereby successful participants who manage to progress here will need to submit a video pitch, as well as a working deployment of the API and the GitHub source code link. Yes. And then once again, after filtering to the finalists, all the finalists will then be required to produce another slide deck for a live demonstration round that will be occurring at the Shaw Foundation House, which is a much nicer venue, I suppose. And of course, the finalized deployment of the API. Yeah, and that would be, kind of the end of the hackathon. So a few things to note is that all submissions will be made through the post. So for me, I'm not a very strong technical person, but basically what I was told is that if you don't follow this dev post thing, they will render your submission invalid. This is so that it is to be fair to everyone, and of course, smoothen the whole entire hackathon process. Yeah. Then of course, take note that those teams that proceed to the second stage will be provided with a new dev post link. So please don't use the old link. Just take note of that. We'll also do our best to remind you of the proper procedures along the way. And all prototypes must follow the specific use of the tools listed in the requirements. And of course, the deployments of the prototypes can be done on any source. Yeah, so this is very technical terms, but I think we'll learn along the way. Okay, next. So this is like the nitty-gritty details of how to submit your submission. So I'm just gonna leave this here for like 30 seconds. It's kind of simple, I suppose. Anyone does not understand this? Okay, sorry. Sorry, if you have any clarifications to make, you feel free to either approach one of our members in blue, or you can just email us as well. Yep. Okay, I'm done taking photographs. Okay, done. I'll move on. So the key dates to take note. So today is the 6th of January. It's our opening ceremony. Then the ideation stage is actually pretty fast. It's like in like less than 3 days. So do take note that we won't entertain any submissions beyond 235 time. This is so that we can be fair to all the participants. After all, it's not fair if, let's say, you submit at like 2 a.m. while everyone follows the same deadline. Then, of course, by 12th January, the results will be released. And then your next deadline will be at the 15th January 2359 as well. So it's actually a very fast-paced hackathon. I mean, actually, it's quite long already, right? Yeah. So these are the dates to take note of. We will also update it accordingly in our social media as well as our booklet and website. So many reminders so that you don't miss it. Okay, then by the 20th of January, we'll release the results of the prototype stage, whereby you can then prepare for your final submission. And of course, take note that the last day of submission is, of course, the day before the demonstration day. So with that, that's kind of all the key dates that you have to take note of. Yeah, is everyone done taking a photo? Okay, yeah, because I see some cameras up, so I'm just letting them snap a photo first. Yeah, okay. Okay, moving on. Okay, so I mean, like what Prof. Han said, it shouldn't be all about the money, but it is quite attractive though. So the grand prize is $12,000, followed by the second place at $8,000, $4,000, and then for the 4th to 10th place, we have $1,000 each. So hopefully this is a good motivator, I suppose. But of course, most importantly, we hope that you do learn something from this hackathon. And who knows, maybe, you know, as like what Ms. Jenny said, you become the next startup company. Who knows? Yes, and of course, apart from the top prizes, we also have a few special awards dedicated to either the most reliable solution, the most inclusive solution, and the most analytically driven solution. So after this, we'll also have a few minutes for Q&A. So if anyone has any questions, you can also ask later on. Yes. Okay. So like as mentioned earlier on, the hackathon will actually groups will actually be paired with mentors. So you can actually find these QR codes in your event booklet as well. And if let's say right now, some of you who've just walked in and have not signed up for the hackathon, you can do so over here. So we've managed to secure like about 26 mentors, and in terms of like the teams, we are expecting more, right? Are we expecting more? Yeah, so I think it's like one mentor will be assigned to a few teams, something like that. So the mentors, you can see their profiles on our website, as well as I think the event booklet, right? Yeah, so they actually come from a wide variety of industries. Is the word variety? I'm not sure. But it basically ranges from traditional finance, you have venture capital, we have crypto payments, we have data science, the whole gamut of what's the word? Fields. Yes, that's the word. So it's a very varied group of mentors, and I think it is based on first come, is it first come, first serve? Yeah, first come, first serve. So the moment you guys form your groups, do decide on, you know, which mentor would you like to so-called try and apply for. Yes. Okay. So these are the mentors. They've come from all sorts of backgrounds. So do discuss with your group and see, you know, which one would be best suited to the dynamics of your group. Yeah, I think that's the best way to describe it. Okay, so on top of that, we have a few resources that our sponsors have kindly provided. So first of which, AWS has kindly sponsored $1,000 worth of credits per participant. So feel free to use that to experiment and innovate with your solutions. Next up, we have a CoinGecko. You can use their API and you will receive a 1-year subscription plan. Yeah, so I think that's all. Those are these two. Now for our problem statement, I would like to invite Kevin to give it because Yes, he is part of the team that came up with it, right? So yeah, Kevin, please go ahead. This is the video, by the way. Okay.
Right, sure. Yeah, so without further ado, I mean, everyone has come here for basically the problem statement so they can start work, right? So, all right. So this is going to be the first problem statement that you'll be encountering. So it's targeted towards machine learning. The question is, how can machine learning services help businesses and all consumers make more informed and better financial decisions and processes? There are a few examples there for B2C and B2B as well. I'm just gonna let it sit there for a while so that y'all can take your pictures and process the question. All right, so for just a note, for this specific problem statement, there isn't any particular requirement as to which packages you have to use, what languages you have to code in. So it's just a solution that you can come up based on this problem statement. Right, so this is the problem statement for blockchain. It's mostly at the bottom. What are some banking products that Panda Bank can offer that is integrated onto the Ethereum blockchain? So there's some context provided initially where, as Bill Gates is credited with saying, society needs banking, but it does not need banks with banks. With the movement towards digitalization, banks need to provide banking services that are a great blend of convenience, innovation, and human centricity to stay relevant. Yeah. So once again, just make sure that for any of your solutions that are provided, whether or not it's blockchain or machine learning, do try to address them accordingly to the problem statement, as we will also be grading them based on how relevant they are to the problem statement. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Kevin. So, okay, great. Thank you. All right. So now, yes, so now we are gonna enter our break. So we actually are gonna begin our first panel discussion at 11 a.m. So we have about, I would say, 11 minutes to go for a quick toilet break, as well as get some, I guess, drinks. Yeah, oh yes. So now we can do a bit of a Q&A first. But in the meantime, for those of you who do not have any questions so far, feel free to use the restroom. The nearest restroom is actually right in front. If you go up all the way straight, it's actually in our newest building, Com3. So it's actually straight ahead. So with that, does anyone have any questions first with regards to the problem statements or the hackathon administrative details? You can just hold the other mic up. Yeah. Yes.
Just for your info, so if along the way you all do have questions with regards to the problem statement, the hackathon, whatsoever, just feel free to drop us an email. You can find our contact details on our website or on any of our Instagram posts. Yeah.
Anyone have any questions thus far? If not, we can actually break. Anyone has any questions? Doesn't look like it, though. Doesn't look like anyone has any questions. It's either one, they know what they're doing, or they're totally confused. It's either one of two. Do you want to show the other blockchain? Any questions? Yes. Sorry.
Our sign up form, it requires us to write our ideas. So, because we just obviously can we apply a mentoring for the mentor? We have not finalized our ideas.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So, do you want to ask a question?
Sure.
Okay. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Veronica, and I have a question regarding the mentor sign up form, because the sign up form requires us to specify our ideas, and we have just now know the problem statement, so we have not finalized our ideas yet. So it might take a while for us to kind of decide.
Yeah. So of course, I think there's no rush to it, but in general, the reason why we set that portion there on ideas is more for to sort of see whether or not you have a general what general idea you have and whether or not it's compatible with certain mentors. So for example, if you're going into like say the blockchain field, you wouldn't want an advisor from like who's more specialized in machine learning per se, right? So it's just there to sort of get a gauge on what kind of ideas you may generate and what kind of pairings we could come up with. Yeah.
I see. Thank you.
Okay, there's any more follow-up questions, clarifications? I think we're good, Kevin.
All right, so we have a question on Zoom on okay, I'll just read it out real quick. Do we need to receive a confirmation email in order to participate? Okay, we do realize that we have received a few issues with regards to this confirmation email. But rest assured, essentially there are two main things that you need to take note. Number one, just make sure that you have signed up on the Google Forms for the hackathon participation. Number two, do make sure that your finalized ideation proposal submission is made on DevPost. As long as these two criteria are met, if you do not receive the confirmation email, that is still okay. Yes.
You can't be seen from the Zoom.
Oh, sorry. But can you hear, right? Oh, sorry. Okay, let me read this. All right, as to how you contact the mentors, right? We will get back to you on that once we have finalized the pairings with your mentor. But for now, you can just sign up and choose which mentor you prefer, and we'll contact you separately from there.
Yeah. Is there any final questions before we break off?
Okay, if not, once again, like if you do have questions along the way, just feel free to contact us via email, or if need be, just drop us a DM on Instagram also. We'll try our best to address your concerns and issues as soon as possible. Yeah, if not, thank you.
Yes, thank you.